Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English Every Day, the podcast where you can practice and improve your English listening skills, one fun conversation at a time.
Haha, yes, that's right. Hello again, everyone. I'm John.
And I'm Emma. It's so great to have you here with us again. We really love seeing how many of you tune in every week to listen, learn, and enjoy English with us.
Absolutely. And today we have a very exciting topic that I think many of you will love. It's all about travel and cultural experiences.
Yes, who doesn't love to travel, right? Exploring new places, tasting new foods, meeting new people. It's such a great way to learn about the world.
Haha, exactly. And even if you can't travel far right now, you can still discover new cultures through books, films, and, of course, conversations like this one.
That's so true, John. And today, we're going to share some of our own experiences, tips, and favorite moments from our travels.
We'll also talk about why traveling is more than just visiting new places. It's about learning, growing, and building connections with people from different backgrounds.
So, grab a cup of coffee or tea, relax, and let's dive into today's journey together.
Ready, Emma?
Always ready. Let's go.
So, Emma, let me start by asking you, why do you love traveling?
Great question. For me, traveling is like opening a new window to the world. Every time I visit a new place, I feel like I grow a little bit more. I learn about different ways of life, different traditions, and it really makes me appreciate the diversity of our world.
I totally agree. For me, traveling is not just about sightseeing. It's about understanding how other people live, what they believe in, and how they celebrate life. That really inspires me.
Yes. And when we step out of our comfort zone, we often discover new sides of ourselves, too.
Oh, absolutely. I remember the first time I traveled alone. At first, I was a bit nervous, but then it turned out to be one of the best experiences of my life. I became more independent and more open-minded.
That's so inspiring, John. I think traveling teaches us to be more flexible, too. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and we just have to go with the flow.
Yes, like the time my flight got delayed for 12 hours. It was frustrating at first, but then I met some amazing people at the airport, and we ended up sharing stories the whole night.
See, unexpected moments often become the best memories. Another thing I love is that traveling helps break stereotypes. When we meet people from different cultures, we realize that many of our assumptions are not true.
Exactly. Face-to-face experiences teach us more than any book or movie ever could. It's about seeing the human side of every culture.
And I think it also builds empathy. The more we understand others, the more compassionate we become.
Beautifully said, Emra. So, to all our listeners out there, if you ever get a chance to travel, even if it's just to a nearby town or a new part of your city, go for it. You'll learn so much.
Yes, travel doesn't have to be far or expensive. It's the experience and the mindset that matter.
I couldn't agree more.
All right. In the next part, we're going to share some of our personal cultural experiences from our travels. Stay tuned.
Yes, can't wait. Let's continue in just a moment.
Welcome back, everyone. So let's dive into some of our favorite cultural experiences from our travels.
Oh, yeah, I've been looking forward to this part. Emma, tell us, what's one cultural experience that really stuck with you?
There are so many, but one that really stands out is when I went to Spain. I took this local cooking class in Valencia, and, I learned how to make traditional paella. It was so cool.
Oh, nice. I love paella. So, what made the experience so special?
Well, the chef wasn't just teaching us how to cook. He shared all these stories about the dish, like where it came from, why certain ingredients were used. I mean, it was like learning history through food. And, we cooked together, we laughed. It felt like being part of the community, even just for a few hours.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I really think cooking with locals is one of the best ways to connect with the culture.
Exactly. So, what about you, John? Got a memorable cultural experience to share?
Oh, yeah, for sure. When I visited Japan, I went to this traditional tea ceremony in Kyoto. And honestly, going in, I was like, it's just tea, right? But wow, it was so much more than that. Every single move, every little gesture had meaning, and the whole atmosphere was just so calm and intentional.
Oh, wow. That sounds really beautiful. What did you take away from that experience?
Well, I guess it taught me a lot about mindfulness, like slowing down and really appreciating simple moments. It made me think we rush through so many things in life, but sometimes it's good to just pause and be present.
Yeah, totally. We definitely need more of that. Actually, another moment that really touched me was when I visited Morocco. I was invited to a local family's home for dinner during Ramadan, and honestly, it was such an honor.
Oh, wow, that must have been an incredible experience.
It really was. Everyone was so warm and welcoming. They explained their traditions, shared their food. It was just this amazing feeling of connection. I left that night feeling really grateful.
Emma, that's the kind of stuff you don't get from guidebooks or tours. It's those personal connections that really stay with you.
Right. That's why I always tell people, don't just stick to the tourist spots. Be curious, be open, and show respect for the local culture. You'll have way more meaningful experiences.
Couldn't agree more. Well, up next, we're going to chat about how food and language can really bring cultural experiences to life. Stick around.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
So, we've talked about some really cool cultural experiences, and now let's dive into two things that I think really help you feel a culture: food and language.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Food is honestly one of my favorite parts of traveling. I mean, it's such a big part of every culture.
Right? I always say, if you want to understand a place, start with what people eat.
Exactly. And it's not just about taste, like the ingredients, the way the food is prepared, who you eat it with, it all tells a story.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when I went to Vietnam. The street food there was just incredible. But what really struck me was how meals were such a social thing. You'd see families, friends, even strangers sitting together and sharing food. It wasn't just about eating, it was about connection.
That's such a great point. Actually, one of my favorite food memories was in Italy. I was staying in a small town, and one evening, a local family invited me for dinner. We spent hours cooking together, talking, eating. I felt like I'd known them forever. And the food? Oh, wow, homemade pasta? It was the best.
Sounds amazing. And when you share a meal with locals, it breaks down barriers. Suddenly, you're not just a tourist, you're part of the experience.
Yes, totally. And language plays a big role too. Even just learning a few basic phrases can make such a difference.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like when you greet someone in their own language or say thank you or how are you, it shows respect, and people really appreciate that.
Right. I mean, you don't have to be fluent. Even simple stuff like hello, please, thank you, or ordering food in the local language can open so many doors.
Yeah, And honestly, you usually end up making new friends that way. People see that you're making an effort.
Exactly. Oh, and sometimes it leads to funny moments too. I once tried to order coffee in French, and I accidentally asked for 4 coffees. The waiter just laughed and helped me say it correctly.
That's great. But that's how you learn, right? Through those little moments.
Absolutely. I always say, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Locals love it when you try.
Yeah. So, whether it's through food or language, these little efforts really help you connect with the culture on a deeper level.
Totally. And it makes your trip so much more meaningful.
Well, in our final part coming up, we'll share a few tips on how you can make the most of your cultural experiences when you travel.
Yeah, stick around. We'll be right back.
So, wow, what a fun conversation today. We've talked about the power of travel, connecting with different cultures, and how food and language can really bring those experiences to life.
Yeah, it's been great. You know, the more we explore the world, the more we realize how much we can learn from others.
Right, and honestly, you don't always have to travel far. Even exploring a new neighborhood in your own city, or trying new food, or meeting people from different backgrounds, that can be a cultural experience too.
Yeah, totally. It's about having the right mindset, being open, curious, and respectful. That's what really matters.
Exactly. And hey, to all our listeners out there, next time you travel, or even when you meet someone from a different culture, take the time to listen, learn, and connect.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to try new things, even if it feels a little uncomfortable at first. That's where the magic happens.
Well said, Emma. I mean, at the end of the day, these are the moments that stay with us.
Absolutely. And we really hope today's episode has inspired you guys to explore, to learn, and to make the most of every cultural experience.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode. Thanks so much for joining us here on English Every Day.
Yeah, and remember, the more you listen, the better your English will become.
Right. If you enjoyed today's chat, don't forget to follow our podcast and share it with your friends.
And we'll be back soon with more fun topics to help you improve your English listening skills. Until then,
Take care and happy travels.
bye everyone. See you next time.